6 Early warning signs of pancreatic cancer, which has the lowest survival rate. Of all the cancers one can get, pancreatic cancer is definitely the one you want to avoid and prevent. So, it is really important to understand some information about the pancreas because pancreatic cancer is aggressive, and by the you have it, it has already spread to other organs and trying to reverse it is almost impossible. So today I want to take you through some 6 vital early warning signs of pancreatic cancer that you need to be aware of. Stick with me to end cause this one you will never afford to miss it, and if you love the content, smash that like button and let know in the comment section where you are watching from. First and foremost, let us talk about the symptoms and later on we will discuss what to do to avoid it. Cancer of the pancreas. So top of the list is vague and non-specific for cancer of the pancreas. So, you might not associate these symptoms to pancreatic cancer. These includes weight loss, loss of appetite and fatigue. So, if you are watching and you are on weight loss program, you will experience the same symptoms as loss of weight, loss of appetite and fatigue. That is not the case. Here I'm talking about somebody who is doing nothing to their diet and all of a sudden, they start losing weight and appetite. That is when you need to be aware of something is not right. Other symptoms would be general fatigue, upper abdominal pain that radiates to your back, usually on your left side and around back parts, opposite the pancreas, middle chest area slightly to the left where the pancreas is located. Also, you might experience pain underneath the stomach which increases when you eat food, bloating, feeling nauseous, indigestion, loose and greasy stool with a very bad smell, and leave skid marks inside the toilet bowl. So all of these are signs and symptoms that potentially indicate you might have pancreatic cancer, as well as other problems of the pancreas such as pancreatitis, exocrine insufficiency where a certain part of the pancreas that make digestive enzymes is not producing enzymes, inflammation of the pancreas as a result of bile ducts or pancreatic ducts getting blocked from sludge, could be stones or thick bile material because bile material going through the ducts is a combination of cholesterol and bile. So, you need to have the right ratio to make flow. That is, if there is no enough bile, the sludge becomes thick and then create pressure in the ducts that backs up the pancreas causing pancreatitis. What happens when digestive enzymes are not flowing out properly? Some of it starts to digest the pancreas itself, creating inflammation. Other causes of pancreatitis include alcohol, major one of diabetes. Now let me explain what the pancreas does so that you can understand the logistics. A pancreas is an interesting organ because it has 2 types of gland. These include the endocrine part, that is the hormonal part, and the other is called exocrine part, where most enzyme generation part. A bigger percentage of the pancreas is exocrine, 97% 0. It produces a lot of enzymes per day, approximately 800 ounces to help digest food. The enzymes help in the breakdown of carbohydrate, fats, and proteins with the help of bile. The pancreas predicts when you are eating, gets ready and make these enzymes readily available as food gets into the intestines from the stomach. So, the work of the enzymes is to extract nutrients and energy from the food that you eat. The exocrine part of the pancreas also releases other things too, such as sodium bicarbonate, which will help neutralize acids coming out from the stomach because the small intestines should be slightly alkaline as compared to the stomach, which is majorly acid. So, if acid left will make hole in the small intestines. The pancreas adjusts it to right pH by releasing bicarbonate, which neutralizes it. As well, this enzyme is activated at a certain pH. The other part of the pancreas, called the endocrine part, produce hormones, made in small cells then spread all through the whole pancreas. Some other cells produce insulin, which is about 70% of all the endocrine glands, and other cells produce glucagon hormone, which works opposite as insulin. Insulin works to store sugar as glycogen, reducing blood sugar to required standard. Glucagon does the opposite, it actually releases the stored glucose. Another thing you need to know is that insulin is triggered when you eat carbohydrate and some proteins, and glucagon is triggered when one fasting. It works to convert stored fats to energy. So, things that will trigger glucagon include exercise, eating protein and fasting. Glucagon is all about extracting energy from stored glucose in form of fats. Other cells located in the pancreas are called somatostatin cells. These cells work to satisfy your hunger in that when you stop eating it produces inhibitory hormone that stops things from happening. The other one is pancreatic polypeptide and somatostatin. These two hormones help to inhibit the other two hormones, insulin and glucagon. They act like brake pads so that you satisfied after you eat, then you stop eating, and you are going to help decrease enzyme action, thus completing digestion as far as the pancreas is concerned. These hormones work to suppress the gastrointestinal process. Basically, you have hormones that help when you are eating, to stop eating and to complete digestion, as well as inhibit things from happening in your body. Some really interesting things you should know about include, when you constantly increase insulin production because you eating frequently or doing a lot of carbs, and you develop insulin resistance, and then eventually you develop prediabetes, and then become diabetic eventually. Diabetic starts to get atrophied pancreas. So, if you are diabetic, the pancreas starts to get smaller. Destruction of both gland of the pancreas kicks off. In simple word, diabetes is the dysfunction of the glands of the pancreas. For example, diabetes type 1 is the destruction of the cells that produce insulin, and type 2 is the major dysfunction that make insulin. But also, insulin greatly affect the enzyme production of the pancreas. So, a significant portion of the is greatly damaged. This is why diabetics over a long period of time develop a lot of digestive problems. It cannot extract the fat-soluble vitamins from the food they eat. So, they become deficient of vitamin A, which they need for the eyes, vitamin E for the heart, vitamin K, and vitamin D. All these vitamins are going to be on the low side because the enzymes are not released which aid in their digestion. So, diabetics get a lot of bloating, they have a lot of oxidation and free radical damage going on because of the glucose that is uncontrolled. They have a lot of inflammation in the pancreas, which can easily lead to cancer as well as fibrosis. So, having diabetes does not only affect the endocrine part of the pancreas but also the entire glands, which include digestion and the enzymes that are released. If we take a look at cancer, it mainly occurs when there is damage of the mitochondria. This damage of the mitochondria can occur from chronic inflammation. Insulin could also be responsible for that diabetes that has much risk for pancreatic cancer than other types of conditions. Also, if you take a look at pre-diabetic, what comes before that is insulin resistance. Great majority of the population has insulin resistance, so, they are headed into this direction. This is why going the ketogenic diet, the health version of ketogenic diet, is important cause it has a lot of high density nutrition, foods with antioxidants, good amounts of vegetables with vitamins and minerals. Things like this are really important so that you can avoid getting cancer. Also, intermittent fasting, which gives the pancreas a bit of time to heal and reset so that it does not constantly work and avoid possible causes of inflammation. So, keto and intermittent fasting really help the pancreas reset, and correct insulin resistance, which is the major causative agent of pancreatic cancer. If you found this information helpful, please let me know in the comments section, drop a like and subscribe so that whenever I upload new video you will be easily notified.